right, welcome in everybody. Let's see what the ancestors have to say to us today. I am very, very focused on a lot of the astrology, especially right now Neptune and Saturn and Mercury. Mercury is dancing around a little bit here. And if you understand Mercury, you'll know that Mercury is our communication, it's the way we communicate, it's also our mind. And I just did a reading the other day about the Pisces new moon. And since Mercury is also mind, the moon is mind, Mercury is mind, and Mercury is in Pisces right now. So I want to say that pay attention to what you believe to be true because you want it to be true. Okay. Confirmation bias, like you're looking for evidence that something is true. And I love that Saturn is here because Saturn is kind of saying, hey, wait a second, what is actually true? And that's going to give us a lot of structure and a lot of grounding in ways that are going to keep us out of this kind of energy of making things true because we want them to be true. Because I feel like you can lose a lot of days, months, years thinking something's true if it's not true and not wanting to see. Okay, it's very Piscean energy. Look at that. Trust underneath. Friendship. Friendship. Lucky, there's the Saggy card. Lucky. Oh, wow. Lucky soulmate. Some of you may think you're being friend zoned or may think that friendship isn't as good as someone kind of lusting after you, but I'm here to tell you that it's better. And so you might be either telling yourself that someone is a soulmate and they're friend zoning you, or the other way around. Okay, whatever's happening for you. I really feel like it's the first way, though. I feel like you're thinking that friendship, like someone doesn't really care about you or think about you in a romantic way because you're good friends. And I'm here to tell you that that's not true. Okay, this is about really understanding that friendship is a terrific foundation for romance, especially those of you who have had a lot of trust issues in the past. Like, that's how people get to know you. And that's a way that you can open yourself enough to be comfortable again with this idea, because a lot of you have really been through a lot. So be careful. Mercury can kind of try to make something true, like I said before. And what I mean by that is the mind will believe whatever we want it to believe. So let's say every day that I wear these particular sneakers, I am not, being run down by a bus. Okay. Well, those things are technically true because I'm not being run down by a bus and I'm wearing these sneakers, but there's no causal relationship between those two. And Mercury in Pisces can have that kind of feeling that there's a causal relationship between something when there's not. Okay. And especially if you want something to be true, or opposite, you're afraid that it's true and you're just making this up in your head that says, well, this is what happened, so this is what it means. And it's interesting the Sagittarian energy is here too, because Sagittarius energy is about making meaning. All right. And it's like if you kind of constantly seek out signs and symbols that this person really isn't interested in you romantically, then that's what you're going to see, and that's how you're going to act, what you're going to act on, and same as vice versa. All right. So both of those things are appearing to me right now with Mercury so active. We are going to have a Mercury retrograde in the middle of eclipse season. Yay! In March 15th, I believe it goes retrograde. And so there can be between now and then, if you are acting on something that you're creating in your head, there can be a lot of misunderstandings. Okay, a lot of misunderstandings. So 7 of Wands, the Sun, the 10 of Swords, the 6 of Swords, and the 4 of Wands. I'm going to take this 5 of Swords here and the Wheel of Fortune because this is about a shift. Okay. I feel like some of you, look at this. I mean, the oppositional effect of this, that let's see, let me turn this on. That like I'm either like super duper happy or I'm completely devastated. And that's what Mercury can do to you, is whip you around, because Mercury is super fast, right? All of a sudden, you're like in this weird place and you're like screwing with your own mind. Same thing here, Four of Wands and the Five of Swords. And what's being asked of you here, that's manipulation versus like, ooh, happy, joy, joy. What's being asked of you here is another Sagittarian card and Pisces, because this card is the Wheel of Fortune. It's connected to Jupiter, and Jupiter used to rule Pisces. Now Neptune rules Pisces. And this is about getting away from these kinds of dichotomy, these kind of very vastly different ideas, and like giving meaning to things where you don't really know. And maybe that's what's driving you crazy. So that could be a reason for watching a lot of tarot readings too, is that we're trying to make things be the story, or we're afraid of the story, so we don't want to hear that kind of thing. And like what's really being asked of you right now is to get yourself super grounded, because the only way you can trust your own intuition is if you're grounded. If you're twisted around in a story that Mercury brings to you and says, hey, better wear those sneakers today or you're going to get run down by a bus. Don't wear the sneakers and still not run down by a bus. If that's what it takes to get you out of that, okay, I mean, I guess. But Five of Wands, Ten of Pentacles. This again is look at this oppositional. It's like struggling versus super comfortable. Okay, struggling versus super comfortable. The Ace of Cups showing up here. Eight of Cups. Ten of Cups. Same thing. 3 tens here. So this is like the end of a cycle of being self-sabotaging. The end of that cycle. Ace of Cups coming up. Look at that. King of Pentacles coming up. The Three of Cups. We got more friendship here. Awakening. Beautiful, beautiful. And look at this mindset. Eight of Swords. So can you see the energetic flip floppy here? Like, wow. So some of you have a new relationship coming in, and maybe you have this tendency early in relationships to like future fake. Tell yourself that this is the one and everything like that. And then getting invested in that they're the one, so that you miss red flags. So I want you to help yourself right now and say, I'm going to step into the energy of the age of Aquarius, which is kind of like, I'm not going to, no offense to Sag, because Sag is really good at like drawing inferences and making meaning, and all of that is really good. But if you do have a tendency, because of past hurts, devastation even, okay, being played by somebody with that Five of Swords, getting twisted around by conflict, thinking conflict means that person doesn't like you or love you. And it's like, you cannot have healthy relationship without conflict. Doesn't exist. Because conflict is the way we continually shape the relationship. We continually assert ourselves and hold on to our power, instead of like, okay, I'm giving away my power to this idea and then I have to make it true. And that's something very, very common. And it is a self-sabotaging thing. It may not show up right away. So the idea that somebody shows up and you're like, this is the one, and like red flags keep happening and you don't pay any attention to it. And then you marry that person and then you lose 10 years of your life. Oh my God. And you're like, oh my God, the red flags were all there. But that's a very common thing. And we all do it, especially those of us who have been through really toxic relationships. Because when somebody shows up that's even half good, in your opinion, there's a tendency to want that to be the thing. Look at this. 9 of Swords and 3 of Swords. Like, the opposite can be true. Everybody sucks. So Mercury doing this dance with Saturn and Neptune and the North Node. The North Node is known as a malefic in Vedic astrology because it is about pushing us into the unknown and pushing us to go outside of our comfort zone. And I feel like this might be, here's the advice: get grounded, get yourself nice and grounded. And what does that mean? That means that you're not making meaning to things, really. You don't know. You can't make meaning until you know the foundation of who this person is. So if I come from a culture where it's customary to not call or text or anything like that in the first few months of dating. I don't know what this culture would be, but whatever, I'm just making this up. So, and you come from a culture where constant texting and calling is really important to get to know somebody, and that person doesn't do any of that, right? For whatever reason, it doesn't mean that they don't want a relationship with you. It means that there's another influence that you don't know about because you don't know this person yet. Okay? So I want you to give yourself a lot of time. 10 of Cups here in the middle, and this is the timing. If you take my tarot class, you know this. That's the timing card, the card in the middle here. This is the timing of this is 10 months. And so 8 to 10 months here with the 8 of Cups. If you usually jump right in and then try to prove your hypothesis that this is the right person, then you're going to ignore a lot of things. This person might be the right person. This person might stay friends with you because they want to get to know you. And that doesn't mean that they're not your person. And so that could trigger you and launch you into this, like, I gotta tie this up. Because it's too hard for me to be vulnerable. I gotta tie this up. Okay. So the awakening here is the seeing of the 8 of Swords, the seeing of the mindset that has kept you in a trap, right? Kept you in jail. Death. Queen of Pentacles, yay! The Star card and the 4 of Cups. This is really the Aquarian energy of don't let your heart get involved until you know who you're dealing with. Queen of Pentacles, taking good care of yourself, nurturing yourself. I can't help but see the King and Queen of Pentacles. Now, this person very well may be the right one, but I'm telling you right now, if this person is the right one, then you taking your time is not going to make this person less so. They're not going to get, I'm going to run away from you. I'm going to walk away from you. You're not doing what I want to do. Guess what? That's controlling. The person who's the right one says, okay, do what you need to do. I want to hang out with you. Let's be friends for a while. Like, that's the right one. If you think you have to jump through hoops, that is not the right one. Okay? Because there's no way someone who really is interested or cares about you wants you jumping through hoops. I don't want someone jumping through hoops. That makes me nervous. I'm like, you're kind of, what? It's like you want it too much. And that's no bueno. Okay? So some of you are going to be encountering a new person. Let me ask about this, because some of you, who is this person? Who is this person? Somebody you walked away from before. I'm getting somebody you walked away from before. This is divine masculine energy, healed masculine energy. All right, that's Aries energy. Doesn't necessarily need to be an Aries. That's correct. Ace of Swords, Page of Wands, and this is the person who'll hang around, who will surrender to this relationship. This is somebody who wants to spend time with all the pentacles here. 10 of Pentacles, King of Pentacles, Queen of Pentacles. They want to spend time. So your enemy here is your own mind. And with Mercury doing what it's doing, I'm not surprised. Mercury dancing around. So Mercury connected to the North Node is likely going to be about forcing yourself into conversations I'm using not the shadow part of Mercury, but like the exalted part of Mercury, which is like, get yourself out of your comfort zone and do things that you wouldn't normally do. Ask embarrassing questions. I say that all the time about relationships. Maybe I haven't said it in a while, but ask embarrassing questions about their divorce or their life or their family or get to know this person. You're not auditioning. Don't just, hey, I got to get you to like me. Don't do that. Instead, like, invest your energy and time in really getting to know somebody and stay grounded during this period. Because I see that your mind has a tendency to go crazy here. 3, 4, 5 of swords, 9, 10 of swords, 8, 9, 10 of swords. And so this is really great advice. This 7 of wands. It's just to be at peace, and let yourself get to know them. So that's the first piece of advice. The second piece of advice here is look at your own patterns and look at, what you've done in the past and resolve to do something differently. The third piece of advice is friendship doesn't mean friend zone. Okay, so let's go deeper into this reading. I'm going to look at what you don't see coming. Let's see more about this person so you could identify them. And let's keep going. All right, thank you, ancestors. Link is below if you want to continue on with me. I'll see you over there. All right, I hope you enjoyed that video. If it was helpful to you, please consider liking this video and sharing it with anybody who might have a need for similar kind of information. And if you like this video, check out these videos.